Hey Stockton, Kevin Lincoln here. This is Q&A video number 3, and in this segment, I'm going to be answering 2 questions. The first question is, the mayor of Tracy has suggested spending $50,000 to ship Tracy's homeless to Stockton. How do you feel about this? Almost 50% of our country's unsheltered homeless live in California. This is a crisis created by poor policies in Sacramento that has become the burden of cities and counties across the state. It's not compassionate to treat our fellow brothers and sisters like cattle and just ship them to Stockton or away to some remote location that's out of sight, out of mind. Over the years, I've had the privilege to work with many in our community that are homeless or just one eviction notice away from becoming homeless. So many throughout our county are suffering, and I, for one, will not stand by while opportunists use them as political pawns for personal gain. It's imperative that Stockton implements new solutions to combat the homeless issue. The current affordable housing initiatives within the city are more long-term solutions that do not immediately address the homeless crisis. This is why, as mayor, we will establish temporary housing locations through the collaborative efforts of the private, nonprofit, and public sectors. As a city, we will no longer treat our homeless crisis with Band-Aid solutions. We will invest in services and solutions that address the root cause. This effort will give the homeless population centralized access to the services they require to get back on their feet, such as mental health services, counseling, and workforce opportunity programs. As I've mentioned before, the rights of the unsheltered homeless population in our city do not supersede the rights of the law-abiding Stocktonians who work and live in our city. Those breaking the law must be prosecuted, and thankfully, our courts and county jail have additional rehabilitation programs that address substance abuse and assist those with mental health issues. As mayor, I will work cooperatively with my fellow mayors and county leaders to help our homeless population. We need to put politics aside, start holding people accountable, start acting like human beings, and start lending a helping hand to our fellow neighbors. The second question is, are you affiliated with Stockton Daily Review, and is Jake involved in your campaign? Stockton, I've heard the concerns and frustrations regarding my campaign consultant. After becoming aware of the posts on Facebook, I did my own investigation so I can provide context, provide the facts as they are presented, and inform you about what's going on. I'll start by addressing the allegations that my campaign consultant, 3AM Communications, has worked for Mayor Tubbs. This is absolutely not true. This claim is based off of 2 things. Number 1, a $100 reimbursement to 3AM Communications in 2016 for a joint Meet the Candidate promotional piece they did for Mr. Tubbs and 3 of 3AM Communications clients. The total printing cost was $401.11, and Mr. Tubbs' portion was a quarter of that cost. Number 2 was a mailer done supporting Mr. Tubbs for City Council on behalf of a PAC, the Political Action Committee, that was funded by local business leaders in 2012. This is when Mr. Tubbs had widespread support, even from one of my opponents, Motex Sanchez, who was the founder and sole owner of 209 Times. It is dishonest to suggest that these 2 occurrences equate to managing Mr. Tubbs' campaign. To provide further clarification, over the years, my consultant 3AM Communications has worked for many candidates in the region, including former Tracy City Council member Juana Dement, Stockton Unified Board member Kathy Garcia, Carlos Villapadua, and Anthony Silva. In fact, 3AM Communications designed my opponent, Motex Sanchez's 2014 City Council logo, envelopes, walk piece, and door hangers. All of this was an in-kind contribution valued at $700. Now to your question about Jake Tyler and Stockton Daily Review. I've only met Jake Tyler once. I do not have a personal or professional relationship with him, and I am not affiliated with Stockton Daily Review. I've learned that Stockton Daily Review was founded years ago to cover former Mayor Anthony Silva's mayoral administration. As for Mr. Jake Tyler, while he's not a partner with 3AM Communications, he is a colleague and at times a rival. For example, when Jake Tyler was lead consultant for Stockton City Council member Christina Fugazi and Stockton City Council member Paul Canepa. Furthermore, I acknowledge and respect the right everyone has to speak freely. However, I do not condone Stockton Daily Review, Jake Tyler, any person, or any media outlet using tactics that are offensive, derogatory, and/or create division. It's time for everyone to lay down the behaviors and tactics that have divided our city for far too long and demonstrate the behaviors and actions that will unite us. As the next mayor of Stockton, I'll commit to listening to the citizens' concerns, look at every inquiry, and inform the citizens of the facts.